Oh, all right, guys. Welcome back to another podcast episode about baseball. Another week. Some slight changes in the league. Some big propositions though. We'll get into
Mhm.
that. Do you wanna go through the league first, or do you want to talk about the salary cap thing first?
You wanna just run through the
Yeah, let's run
standings real
through
quick?
this. Let's run through this real quick.
Because overall, there's not too much differences, but we'll get to
Mm-hmm.
it. Um,
Yeah, get us
I'll
going.
start with the AL East here like I usually do. Um, Not much different. The Rays are a game and a half up. I do believe they were, like, 2.5 up last week, so it's a little bit closer, but, I mean
There were 3 or 4 games above the Yankees last
oh, were they?
weekend. Yeah.
So, I mean, it again, like we said this last week, it'll be tight between the 2 all year long.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Garrett Cole coming back, and honestly wouldn't be shocked to see him in, like, Cy Young talks
Yeah.
at the end of the year. I mean, I think he's thrown 1 or 2 shutouts so far, so, I mean,
Cam
he's looking
Schlitt,
good.
it's gonna be Cam.
Probably Cam, yeah, but, I mean, Yankees are stacked in the rotation right now, so,
Yeah.
but the Rays are winning ball games, so, I mean,
Yeah, no, I think we just, you know, Yankees had a little bit of a better week. They swept the Royals and then won 2 out of 3 against the A's. So, and definitely like a little bit of a lighter competition this last week for the Yankees just to kind of, help them bridge that gap a little bit between the Rays. But yeah, no, to your point, I mean it's going to be back and forth a lot this year. But
yeah, I mean, Toronto's 9 games back. They're up to 3rd now, in that 3rd
mhm.
place, but, I mean, if anybody's gonna make a big move, it's Toronto, like we've said, but, I mean, I think it's a two-team race at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto, I mean, last time we looked, they were still 4 or 5 games below 500. I mean, 29-31 there. They're playing much better baseball, 6-4 in their last 10. Um, I don't know. They're probably not going to win this division. It's still early, but they're not out of it. They're not out of it. And we look down the line in 2 or 3 months. I think there's a very good chance Toronto could be in the wild card, and I think there's a good chance too that they could be giving the Yankees a run for their money. I mean, I'm still going to stand by what I said at the start of the year. I think the Yankees are going to hit a little skid, in the second half of the year. So I'm still on the side that things could get really interesting between Toronto and New York. So
Yeah, I like it. Baltimore and Boston play each other starting tomorrow, or on
oh,
starting Tuesday, so
great.
that'll be kind
That
of
that's
a,
a that might be the biggest series of the week. That's a definitely not miss. I hope those are the primetime games. Um,
I hope not, but but, I mean, I think you'll kind of, because I mean, I've been hearing some stuff on Twitter this week, right? Like, Baltimore's 7-3 in their last 10,
mhm.
technically only a game behind Toronto. Can they make a
No,
little
they're
run
not.
here?
I
I
mean,
don't.
Baltimore is by far not the worst team in the league.
Yeah,
They'll beat you.
yeah.
Baltimore can beat you. They did just shoot, did they just sweep the Rays actually? Who swept the Rays? Yeah. Baltimore did just sweep the Rays last week, so
Oh, wow.
yeah. So, hey, you never know. You never know. It's a long season.
Yeah. You have anything else for the AL East?
No, let's move on because this next division is gonna get very interesting this year.
I like that, I like that. The AL
Very
Central,
interesting.
yeah, wow, the Chicago White Sox are a game back.
Yeah.
Um, Outside of that, no surprises, though. If you look at Minnesota, Kansas City, Detroit, in my opinion, if I were to be a gambling man, I'm putting a 100% chance down that Skue Ball's gone in less than 2 months now, or
Yep.
about 2 months.
Mhm.
This team looks just dead. They look awful
Yeah,
right
and
now.
I mean, I'm not like crazy surprised, but I mean, we thought Detroit was going to be way better going into this year, I think.
Yeah,
I
and I
know
mean,
I did.
yeah, and Like, if they're this bad already, how bad are they gonna be next year when Scoop Hall's not there? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I went from honestly kind of thinking that they're going to be a decent playoff contender this year to being the worst team in the league. I mean, they're tied with the Rockies right now for worst team in the
yeah,
league.
and
Um,
I would take the Rockies over them at this point in time too, so, I mean, um,
yeah, but yeah, no, Chicago White Sox. I mean, they started off hot, hit a little skid, dropped below 500, and now they're 5 games above. They're a game back from the Guardians, and the Guardians are good this year. But I wouldn't say Cleveland's done enough for me to like definitively say that. Not that we can definitively say anybody's like got a division on lock right now. It's still very early, except for a
mhm,
couple of teams. But like I by no means can sit here and say that like, oh yeah, there's no way Chicago beats out Cleveland for this division. I mean, it's there. It's real. Chicago White Sox might win a division. It's
and if
real
you
right now.
and, it's crazy if you look at the schedule coming up, White Sox are playing in Minnesota, who's Minnesota's not a good team,
No.
and Cleveland is going to the Yankees, who's a good team. This Call me crazy, the White Sox could be winning this division just a couple days from now. Like, they
I
could be in the lead.
We could be sitting down here next week at this time talking about the Chicago White Sox in first place.
And you know what? I'm sure you would agree with me. It's awesome seeing a new team, especially a team that's been bad for so
Mm.
long,
Mm-hmm.
got a super bright future, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah.
I mean, they have the number one pick in this draft too. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
and then like getting like who was it, like Miguel Vargas from the Dodgers a few years ago in that trade, and he kind of looked like he was hating his life there for a little bit, and now he's having a great year. His team's got a chance to make the playoffs. But yeah, it's gonna get interesting.
yeah, I'm excited for this week. It's gonna be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's talk about the boys we've been rooting for, Seattle.
We've been saying it all year, and I think for the most part, I think, I mean, Mariners fans knew it was going to happen. We knew it was
Mhm.
going to happen, but yeah, not to take your thunder here, but Seattle Mariners finally in first place.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been saying this for a while now. They're 8-2 in their last 10, 6 wins
Hmm.
in a row. The A's are struggling, 3-7 in their last 10.
You know what? They are struggling, but you got to give the A's credit, I think, for what they've done so far this year.
Yeah. Um, Rangers are right there. They've won 3 in a row. They could
Hmm.
easily pass up the A's here. I mean,
Yeah,
you never know. Seattle starts the series against the Mets tomorrow. That they could easily sweep that if they wanted
yeah.
to. Um, and the A's are in Chicago, the Cubs. So I mean, they could create a little lead here.
They could. And to your point too, I mean, Texas isn't out of the picture. At least within the division. But no, I mean Houston, LA, I mean whatever. But like I said, I mean, I think we got to give a lot of credit to the A's. I think they've exceeded expectations in a lot of ways this year. Nobody expected them to be a playoff contender. I'm not saying all hope is lost. I mean, but it's too early to say that. But I think just we're seeing a very promising sign with the A's that they're going to be really good at some point here in the near future. So
Yeah, I mean, they got a super bright future, I think. But I
yeah,
mean, it's good to see Seattle up there. That's it's always good to see. But
it is. It is.
um, all right, the National League.
Yeah, let's get it.
Probably the least surprising division right now. The Braves
Yeah,
are
I
up
mean,
in the NL East, still 9 games.
yeah.
Um, I'm kind of just waiting for it to hit double digits at this point. Like that's just kind
Yeah,
of where I'm at. The Phillies fell back down to third place by a half game.
yeah.
Um, Still, I shouted them out last week. I'm going to shout them out again. Washington's playing way better baseball than I thought they would at the beginning of the
They
year.
are, they are.
Um, and the Mets are out of last place,
Yeah,
4 wins in a row.
yeah, barely.
Um, it's going to be funny if these guys go on like a crazy run.
I know. Next thing you know, like 2 months from now, we're looking at the Mets like sitting in second. I don't know. I
And
mean,
they're 4.5 games out of second place.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I mean, their only hope is wild card, and they have a
Yeah,
big hill to climb because there's a lot of really good teams competing for that wild card spot. You got the Nationals, you got the Cardinals, you got the Pirates potentially, you've got the Padres, and or Dodgers depending on who wins that division. Diamondbacks as well. So
yeah.
they got a big hill to climb, but it's early enough that nothing's out of the picture. I'd say.
I mean, it's good to see them finally winning games. That
Yeah,
team's. I feel like that team's too good to be in last place.
they spent too much money to not be good.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, hey, Braves are 40-20 now. 20
Yeah,
games over
first team to
500.
40 by 4 games. I mean,
They're just they're rolling right now too. So I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, unstoppable.
yeah. Um, Move to the NL Central. The Brewers are 4.5 games up now, 7-3 in their last 10.
Mhm.
I mean, just like the Braves, they're kind of doing their thing. They're rolling now. They started a little slow, but they're,
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it felt like overnight the Brewers were like just sitting around 500, maybe game ahead, and now all of a sudden they got like the same record as the Rays and Yankees. So it's like just it happened overnight. It felt like, but yeah, shout out Brewers. We knew. I think that they were the best team in this division. I think it's just you know, division's been hot. I mean, that's the best way to put it. It's been a hot division so far.
yeah, it's still tight for second place. It's a half game difference between three teams.
Yep.
So it's this, I mean, like we said, I think this division's gonna be pretty tight most of the year. So,
Yeah. I mean, even the
um,
Reds in last place sitting at 30 and 28. I mean, they're not out of it. And, their pitching staff is definitely keeping them in the picture right now.
mhm.
Um, but it's just this offense. I mean, it's just not quite giving them enough, I think. Chicago Cubs are just streaky. Pirates are just streaky. I mean, both teams that at their potential could. I mean, we've seen it. Like, you saw how hot the Pirates started off, right? Cubs, obviously, that 2 or 3 weeks are best team in baseball. Um, Teams that can do it, but consistency isn't there. The interesting team is the Cardinals. I know you keep saying they're going to fall off, and they keep hanging in there, keep hanging on. I'm telling you, this offense is good.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely, for me, are totally overperforming what I thought they would be this year,
Yeah.
especially after seeing all the guys they traded away. I don't think I've ever seen a team trade away so many guys in one offseason.
Hmm.
Like Nolan Arenado, Contreras. I know there's a couple more I can't remember at the top of my head, but and
Yeah.
then these guys they have a wild card spot right now at the
Hmm.
beginning of, I mean, tomorrow's June, and they're rolling right. I mean, they're 3-7 in their last 10 though, so we'll see. But I mean,
Yeah.
that offense is keeping them in it for sure,
For
I
sure.
think. So, um, but yeah, so the last division, the NL West, Dodgers are kind of creating some space here.
Yeah. Yeah. A little separation for sure going against what I said last week, but hey, it's early.
And look at Arizona, a game behind San Diego. They are they're they're not going away
Yeah.
easy.
I said it. I mean, look, Arizona's not the flashiest team in the league right now. They're not the best, but they're gonna hang in there. They're competitive. Watch him sneak into the wild card, honestly.
I mean, I totally could see it. I
Yeah.
totally could see it. And they start a series tomorrow against the Dodgers, so that's going to be very interesting.
That'll be a fun series to watch, actually, I think. So
Um, yeah. So I mean, look, as much as I hate them, the Dodgers are they're doing what they're doing.
yeah, yeah, they definitely hit a little skid for, a week or two and obviously picked it up, put a little separation between them and the Padres, 8-2 in their last 10. Um, what can you say? I mean, they should be the best team in baseball. I mean, they spent, $500 million on that team. So, um, but next couple years they'll all go to shit. So
It's, it's because of the salary cap, and let's
speaking of
get into
that
that.
rolls us right into our next point very cleanly, actually. So
uh,
proposed salary cap, 245, uh, ceiling, and then like a 170 something floor.
mhm,
I know you
yeah,
have some opinions on the numbers there.
yeah. actually have the exact numbers at the top of my head, but I will say I think for me, I think there needs to be a salary cap and a salary floor.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
I do
Totally agree.
think I would be okay with the salary cap being a little bit higher.
Mhm.
I would say like 100 million higher than the salary floor, I think would be good.
See,
Um,
I agree maybe with the gap. I don't think it should necessarily be higher than 245.
mhm.
Just my point being is, I mean, there's only 25, 24, 25 on the roster, right? And you compare that to the NFL salary cap, which is 301 million, right? You got 55 players on that roster. So, um, I mean, for 245 million for 25 players, I mean, that's a lot, I'd say.
Yeah, and I've heard it'll be like grandfathered in. It's like if you're the Dodgers or Mets or Phillies or Padres, like you're gonna be okay. I don't know if that means like in 2 or 3 years' time they have to have it down to a certain amount.
Yeah,
Um,
so that's gonna be interesting because there's a lot of ways they can do it. It's gonna get tricky because according to what I know, they can't do anything about the pre-existing contract. So Shohei Ohtani, Mookie
yeah,
Betts, like it's a contract. MLB can't just say like, "Hey, you just don't get that money anymore." So I don't know if that means that the Dodgers are, just using the Dodgers as an example. Like I don't know if that means they have to trade away those contracts. Um, just kind of what I've looked at here is they would probably have to get rid of some prospects, like trade away prospects, release prospects, obviously trade away some active players, and then potentially just eat dead money. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But I mean, I think what's most likely gonna happen is like a strong transition phase where it's going to kind of be implemented over the course of a couple or a few years, I think.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be tough for those teams because they're gonna decide who do you really want. I mean, obviously Shohei's not going anywhere.
Right.
I think if anybody goes somewhere for the Dodgers, it's probably Freeman or Betts. I think they're both going to retire in the next 4 or 5 years anyway. So I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, because like for example, too, like the Mets they're 89 million over the cap or proposed cap.
yeah,
Yankees are 46 million over the proposed cap. Um, so like what's likely to happen with them is right, veteran free agents. They're not going to be able to re-sign them, so they're going to have to walk. They're going to have to trade probably contracts that are close to expiring. Um, I mean, we're gonna see less like mega contracts too. Like we're not like teams aren't gonna be able to sign players for 400 million anymore.
yeah. I mean, I think the Yankees will be okay because I'm looking here. Next year is technically the last guaranteed year for Stanton.
Hmm.
There's a club option after that, so I think obviously they're going to deny that no matter what.
Yeah,
But I mean the Dodgers though or the Mets, I would say are probably the two most teams that are going
yeah,
to have a
yeah.
big
They're
problem.
they're gonna be in a tough spot for sure.
What do you There was also talk about for this whole kind of CBA contract talks, whatever you want to call it. They also brought up expansion teams. I don't know if you know
Yeah,
much
they
about
did.
that, but
Not a
I think it
lot.
was like Salt Lake, Sacramento was one of them, but they won't get it. It was like Salt Lake and somewhere else. There was a few
Hmm.
others, but I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, push it to a 32 team league. I mean, rearrange the divisions. It could get interesting. It'd be a big change. Um, but I mean, there's definitely some other markets. You can get a team in Oregon, maybe, like you said, Utah.
Nashville.
Um, Yeah, yeah, you could throw a team in Tennessee that it could get interesting for sure.
And I kind of wonder if that would help with contracts because there's like a expansion draft or whatever you call it. I don't know how that would work. I
I
know,
mean, yeah, it could get interesting because you teams could just dump some of these huge contracts into some of these teams, and it would give the expansion teams an opportunity to like compete right away. You know?
yeah, they could get some good players up in there pretty
So, I
early.
mean, if you're gonna add 2 more teams to the league, that would be the time to do it when you apply a salary cap because there's gonna be it would make it a lot easier for teams to dump some of these, it'd be easier for the league to figure out, right? You know, you can fit in some of these contracts somewhere, so
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of teams that are really under the floor too. I saw like I think it was like maybe it was Pittsburgh,
Mhm.
Rockies, a couple other teams were pretty low under
Interesting.
the, which I think is interesting because if you look at the Rockies, right, their biggest contract is Chris Bryant, who's not even playing for them right now,
Mhm.
and I think he's got 3 years left still.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, they're gonna have a shit ton of money to spend. Those guys, or
yeah.
like the Pirates, can finally maybe get some good players. But I mean,
Hey, dude, there's Ryan
no,
O'Hearn,
nothing against
you
those
know,
guys, but like they need like a outside of Skeens, like a face of the franchise hitter. I think. I mean, they have a couple guys who
O'Neal
are really,
Cruz.
yeah, he can't catch a fly ball though. So
Nobody cares if you can catch a fly ball.
yeah, because I mean, you got to be good defensively. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, no, I'm very interested to see how these talks end up. I unfortunately am not expecting baseball next year.
Yeah, that's the other thing is players association's not happy about it. They want their money, which I mean, honestly, can't blame them. You know, I mean, we like money. So, um, but ultimately, salary cap's gonna win because we want baseball, and guys are gonna want to play baseball eventually. So,
Yeah, and from what I've read, contracts are just going to keep going. Like, guys are going to get paid next year regardless.
yeah.
So I mean, there's guys like I've read that their contract ends after next year, and this might be their last year with the team. Like,
Yeah.
so they'll be, which I mean, that free agency would be crazy because could you imagine 2 new teams, a crap ton of free agents?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be a whole interesting thing too.
Shit could get wicked, dude.
It could, and I mean, it would suck no baseball, but I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Not for the players, dude. They're gonna be sitting at home, just millions just dropping in their bank account while they're doing nothing.
they're gonna go on all these trips.
I know. Teams gonna get paid to be in Cancun.
There's gonna be some older guys that are like, you know what? I like the retired life. Let's just call
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's the other thing. We're gonna see like 10 people announce their retirement.
Well, I saw the other day Freddie Freeman had a daughter or something not long ago, and he's like, you know what?
Yep.
I'm probably gonna retire earlier than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, yeah. You get a
Like in the
family
next,
going.
which would be good for the Dodgers because they're gonna need to cut money anyway.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. That's
but
true.
I mean, you support the salary cap though overall.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what comes out with like the salary cap and expansion if that happens. I mean, this could be a big deal for baseball. So, you have anything
yeah.
else to add on that?
Yeah, I'm just reading a little bit more. Yeah, because that could be interesting. It's brought up a good point that like Miami Marlins and the Pirates, right? Because they're two teams that have super low payroll, but like they're not bad. I mean, I know Marlins, you know, they're in last place now, but they didn't have a bad start to the year. And it's like things could get really interesting for those teams with the salary cap. Um, but yeah, yeah, I think I'm good. We can wrap it up here if you want. I know all of our viewers are really disappointed, so
The thing expires. The lockout would start December 2nd. So I think you could see some guys sign right before that too, just to get a contract. I
yeah,
mean, we may not see like a 1 year deal because nobody's gonna want to just give away free money, but
yeah.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure we're gonna have to talk about this a lot.
Oh yeah.
So Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully we get some new shit to talk about next week with the salary cap. That'd be fun. So, all
Yeah.
right, guys, we will see you guys next week. Peace.